Okay, it is. What's up, everybody? We're the best wargaming. My name is Colton, co-host Taylor. We're back with another tier list, baby. Let's go. This time we're doing Blood Angels, the Coagulators, as I've heard them be called before.
That's funny.
We are just going to do the specific Blood Angel units. We're not going to go into Space Marine specifically, even though there's a lot of Space Marine units that you would be taking in your list. And now that Bloodless Angels is gone, it's time for the real Blood Angels to rise. Let's go with this first one, dude. Tell me, how do you? Have I ever played a game with this Dreadnought? I don't think I have.
No, you don't want me to tell you anything about it because I do not know what it does because you've never
it's the
played
exact same thing as a Ballistus Dreadnought, except it gets to reroll all hit rolls.
Okay.
And then it can do a Blood Surge move.
That sounds pretty good.
And
how much more expensive is it than a
+2 Blood Surge move?
How much more expensive is it versus a Ballistus?
20 more points. And if you're not near a chaplain, you have no OC and can't fall back.
So I think that goes in good, right? Because as a Space Marines, or as playing Space Marines, you want stuff that's independent from your oath target, right? And then it rerolls all the hits.
Yeah.
Probably bottom of good, top of meh.
I think it's like top of meh. Just not having no OC unless you're near a chaplain sucks.
That's true.
It's
you can't
very
do actions
bad
with it.
Yeah, you can't do actions. If you go try, you can't take a point with this like by itself.
True.
For versus 20 more points, you could take a Ballistus. So I think it's just meh. It's really
points,
cool,
yeah.
and it's like a truck, but
yeah, I think meh is a good place for that.
Have a lot of stuff. These are the guys. Okay, these are just normal Death Company. I've never used these in a game either. These are just Death Company Marines. We're gonna do these and these. So these are Death Company Marines. They also have the same thing. The Black Rage reroll the hit roll in melee. So they get sustained in melee, and sustained it's 2 if they're below half strength.
What melee weapon do they have?
One guy, they all have chain swords. One guy gets a power fist. One guy gets an eviscerator.
How expensive are they?
85 points. They're not bad. They got the 6 up. Oh, this dude also has a 6 up feel no pain. I forgot to mention.
That's pretty good.
I feel like it's the same thing where it's a good ability, but not having OC unless you're near a chaplain just sucks.
And that's all Death Company, right?
Yeah, it's just all Death Company. And you can't, you could put them with the foot chaplain. I guess you could do that so that way they always have a chaplain. I don't think these guys are that bad. I think they're okay. They're 85 points.
But they sound like infractors or tormentors, but like not good enough to want to invest more points into them. You know what I mean?
It's just hard when there's things that in the Space Marine Codex that do the same thing for.
Yeah.
I think they're probably like bottom of good. I think they're better than some of the other Death Company things.
Okay.
And we'll just do this last one. That I think everything else I've played with besides this. So I hate these guys. Death Company are bolt rifles, baby. Guess what? They reroll melee hits too. They all have chain swords. And would you like to know their ability, brother?
Yeah.
Once per turn, they can fire Overwatch for free.
Who cares?
And you get to reroll the hit roll when you do the Overwatch.
Yeah, but it's like bolt rifles, right?
It is bolt rifles.
Don't care. Actually do not care. It's fine. You know? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
It's whatever.
Astaroth.
Tell me how you feel about Astaroth.
So you've played Astaroth not very much. Is that just because that he kind of gets overshadowed by other characters, right?
Because he gets overshadowed by Lamartes, yeah.
Because you slap him with Death Company, right? With jump packs. I didn't think he was that bad in the game that you and I played. Doesn't he just like hit like a truck, right?
He gives his unit dev wounds on the charge.
Yeah.
That I forgot to do every time I charged him.
Yeah. I think that he's good. I think that he just gets overshadowed by Lamartes 100%.
Yeah, I think he's very good. And he gives his unit a 4+ fight on death.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
I like that a lot.
He's not that expensive. He's only 105 points.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like Lamartes.
Astaroth.
Or yeah, sorry. That is Astaroth. Whoops. I do like Lamartes too. This is a Death Company captain with jump pack. This guy's got a cool ability. So he gives his unit sustained when he's leading. Cool. His unit, each time this model makes okay, this golly, I hate it. So Black Rage, so he has the Black Rage also. So no OC unless he's near a chaplain, can't fall back. So he gets to reroll, his model gets to reroll the hit roll when you attack. However, his unit does not get OC, so his unit doesn't even benefit from
What?
from the rerolls.
That's insane.
But they do lose OC. This dude's got a funny ability, the same as the foot captain, where whenever you're destroyed by a melee, you can roll a D6. On a 2 through 3, it's D3 mortals to the enemy. On a 4 through 5, it's 3, and on a 6+, it's D3 plus 3 mortals.
That's pretty
And you
good.
add 2 if it's the enemy warlord. So on a 4+, it's D3 plus 3 mortals to the enemy warlord if you die in melee.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah,
I think he's probably just mad, right?
Yeah, it's just the Black Rage kind of hurts more than it taketh more than it giveth.
Yeah.
Dude, let's do these next. How do you feel about Death Company, the jetpack ones?
So they're probably the best, right?
Yeah, I think they're very good.
In tandem with Lamartes, right, where it makes them -1 damage into the unit, and they're 2-1 models. They move very fast. You can give them advance and charge, right? And then, yeah, so it's really hard to deal with. They really control the state of the game whenever you're playing against them. That's like threat number 1 that you have to deal with, or else you're just going to lose the game. So they're definitely the best.
Yeah, I don't think they're very good. Which they also have the Black Rage, but luckily both Astaroth and Lamartes are chaplains, so you don't have to worry about them not being near, unless you're Taylor and you just precision Lamartes every game we play.
Every time, dude. He's gone. Every time.
Does.
So they reroll all hits, right? Because they're Death Company.
Yeah, all melee attacks, yeah.
Yeah, so they're rerolling everything. They get Power Fists, they get Chain Swords, and Eviscerators, correct? So the throughput of them is insane. They're very durable, and then slapping on Astaroth or Lamartes just brings them up to a whole nother level. They're amazing. I love them.
I wish they were a bit cheaper to run 2, but I understand why they're not.
Yeah.
Because then you would be running 2 for sure.
Yeah, that'd be obnoxious.
This is the foot one. He does the exact same thing as the jetpack.
The one with jetpack.
One, he just has a jetpack. That's it.
Who's this guy? Is this guy just the captain? Oh, is this the Super Saiyan captain?
So it's just a captain. The Super Saiyan's an enhancement.
But it's the one that holds the Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he's one that you usually put the Super Saiyan enhancement on.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah.
He's very good. Did he change it all in the data slate?
No.
Okay, so he stayed the exact same, right? With the enhancement?
So it's the exact same thing as a regular Space Marines captain, except you can give him an Inferno pistol.
Yeah, which the Infernal pistol has actually mattered in a lot of our matchups, I feel like.
It does. But yeah, you give this guy Super Saiyan 3, and one of the games I played recently, I rolled his attacks and rolled 4 6s, so he got 12 more Power Fist attacks.
God damn.
Yeah,
he can pick up almost anything in the game, I think.
Especially when you slap him with intercessors and give him reroll wounds.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what game that we were playing against that I was thinking that it may have been him fighting into Gaz or something, and I was like, well, I got a 2-up invul on Makari, and then I can try to roll 4-ups, and no, he just fucking clean sweep, took them all out.
He gets dev wounds too whenever you pop his ability.
True. Yeah, that's insane. He's great. Love him. Who the fuck is this guy?
You know what it is? I was thinking about that last game I said I rolled 4 6s. I only rolled 5 attacks. I forgot to add his extra 3 attacks with his ability. Daggum.
Nice.
This thing is a ball predator. I don't own one. So I don't think I've really ever used it in any of our games, even on TTS. It's very similar to a what's the Land Raider that Overwatch is good? Is it a Redeemer?
Redeemer Executioner, right?
And so it's got a flame storm cannon. It's an 18-inch gun. It's strength 6 AP2 damage to flamer. That's D6 plus 3 shots.
AP2 damage to flamers are fucking obnoxious, bro.
Yeah, they're so good. And then on top of that, it has 2 more regular flamers that are 5/1/1 D6 of shots each.
Pretty good.
It's all have assault. They reroll advance rolls. I really probably should run some of these because they're only 135 points for
that's not bad at all.
Pretty good Overwatch thread, yeah.
High toughness, high wounds. Yeah, I like that a lot for 130 points.
So probably like
I think that's a good spot.
They're definitely better than that.
Yeah. Dantes? So what does Dantes do? Because I know that the Sanguinary Guard are -1 to be hit, -1 to be wounded, right? Does Dante give them that, or is that their data sheet ability?
That's their data sheet. So Dante gives his unit +1 to advance and charge and +1 to hit.
Okay.
And
Do they
he has the
hit on
ability where at
twos
the
or
start of
threes?
fight phase, everything battle shocks around him.
Right. Okay. So I think that's good.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's the best, right?
I think he's probably top of good. He's probably top of good. I don't know if he goes in the best. You could argue, I think either one.
Or does he hit in melee?
He's got 8 attacks at strength 8, AP 3, damage 2 with lethal hits. This
So
army,
good in melee. Yeah.
one of the bad things about this army is there's a very real lack of damage 3.
Uh-huh.
Like everything's just damage 2, so it doesn't like -1 damage or half damage really hurts. He's
130
also
okay, so he's only 130 points.
yeah, so you could take an entire second squad of Sanguinary Guard for how much he costs.
That's
And I
hard
don't
because
think
as a
you run
Blood
him
Angel
with
player, like I'm sure you want to run your like cool units, but I almost wonder if it's better to just run another squad of Sanguinary Guard.
that, or you could just run um a captain with jump pack, and it's like 75 points, and it gives
Yeah.
the only thing you lose is +1 to hit, but you can have oaths, so you really don't need +1 to hit.
Right. Yeah, true.
He does zoom across the board though. He do be fast.
I think he's still good. Like he's 130 points, still hits. Does decent buffs to his unit for sure.
Yeah, I think he's good. Sanguinary God. Dude, if we were ranking them based how they look, they'd be an F tier.
Black Rage. Yeah, they definitely got a low down aesthetically. Like
yeah.
I would definitely want like big obnoxious wings to paint, you know.
I think these things are probably like bottom of the best. I really like Sanguinary Guard. I don't think you run a bunch of them, but the like one or two units you do run feel very strong.
So here's the problem, right? They're -1 to be hit all the time.
No, they're only -1 to hit and wound in melee. So they will.
Yeah, so I know -1 to wound in melee. So like if you're playing against a shooting army, like their ability doesn't matter at all. Which in the games that we've played, like I've made mental note of that, and I've made sure to like at least weaken it a ton before I get into melee with it. So there's definitely ways to play around it, which I think you're right. That's why it probably should go to the bottom of the best. But
yeah, I don't think it's better than these two, but I think just a 130 point unit that hits pretty hard, especially being AP3.
And they move fast, right?
Yeah, move fast, and they're OC2 as long as the banner's still alive.
Yeah, I like it.
I think they're like bottom of here. They have pretty good leaders that you can put with them too. Tell me about how you kill this dude in every battle report because you just precisioned him out.
So yeah, Lamartes is target number 1 for me. I know that if he gets anywhere he needs to be on his terms, you're going to win the game. So I make sure to put my hardest hitting character or whatever, wherever he's going to go, and I set up a counter charge, and then I precision Lamartes out every time. That's my number 1 game plan every time. And I'm sure it's frustrating for Colton because you want to use your cool character and have them be impactful, but I shut that shit down every time.
Just precision out Lamartes and you'll be big chilling.
Because then they lose the -1 to be damaged. They lose OC. They can't fall back. So like it neuters that unit specifically a lot. But if you don't have the tools to do that, this guy's fucking insane.
Yep. -1 damage on a 10 model unit, 2 wins apiece, and a 6 at feel no pain. That it's going to go the distance. And
it's
he gives
insane.
his unit lethal hits with that many attacks. You're getting stuff through.
You know what's funny is in the new Lions detachment for Custodes, I can just give one of my guys one of my units. All of them will have precision, so that'll be cool.
Don't do that.
I'm excited to see how that happens.
But he's probably up here.
I think he's the top, right?
I think so. I think he's very, very good.
I think he's the most auto take. I think him and 10 Death Company is probably auto take in every list, I would think.
Yeah, I really like it. I think the only detachment you don't auto take in is in Angelic Inheritors, but that's just because that detachment has things it's trying to do. But every lag, these things, it's just a brick that your opponent it's very, very hard to deal with. Mephiston, dude, you love Mephiston.
Mephiston? Fuck Mephiston, dude.
I've never seen Taylor fail so many leadership checks than against Mephiston and Exalted 8-bound.
You know what's funny is like we started out the podcast and that was one of my top 5 hot takes was that fucking specific rule. And I still consistently, every time it's a roll, it's guaranteed I'm not going to be able to fall back with my unit. and it fucking sucks. I hate it.
It's
Still.
always a shield captain on Dawn Eagle jet bike too.
God
Every
damn.
time.
Every time, bro. Like when Virtus Praetors got their glow up, I was like, hey, I want to bring them and just play the game with them and have fun. And then you fucking charged them across the map and then got into combat with my Virtus Praetors. I couldn't fall back, and then you just wiped them all out. And I still had my shield captain, and I was like, well, this is fucking awesome. This is great. I love this.
I rolled so hot on that activation.
Oh, and I rolled back. I think I rolled like 1-4 up, and I was like, oh, well, there's 2 bikes that are fucking dead.
I think Mephiston's top of good. I don't think he's the best. He's just kind of expensive, and his damage is so swingy.
100%.
Because his pistol's D3, his melee was D3. Like, if it was either 2 or flat 3, bad go. But
yeah, he's 140 points, so he's the most expensive character that you have, right?
He's 135, he's 100. Sanguinary's 140. But he is very, very expensive for... I mean, you get loan op, but you can take... There's other loan ops that are way cheaper you can take.
Yeah.
If that's what you're wanting it for.
I mean, he's obviously been impactful for our games, but it's obviously a coin toss if he is going to be impactful, which I personally don't like.
Yeah.
I think good is a good spot for him.
Yeah, he is good, but he's not auto take. This dude...
What do you think of the Sanguinary, bro?
So, dude...
No, one time you got to
every
use it.
detachment besides Angelic Inheritors, I hate this character so much. I despise this character. Him coming down and doing no damage to an orc.
Because you dropped him in and you tried to precision my beast boss, right? And I just rolled his invuls and you didn't do any damage to him.
I only gave you 2 saves, yeah, and you invul both of them.
And then I just fucking bank and killed him back. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You sure did.
That is unfortunate.
And Angelic Inheritors, though, I think this dude's absolutely disgusting. I think he goes, if you're looking at the one detachment, I think he's in the best. He is disgusting.
Does he uppy downies, right?
Do what? Yes, you can uppy downy in that detachment, and that detachment character units get reroll once to hit and wound. So it makes him a lot less unreliable. He becomes a lot more reliable. Because you can rapid ingress him onto a point. He's got loan op. If your opponent leaves something in the middle, it doesn't get in range to shoot it. Fall back with him, and then on your opponent's turn, just pick him back up, and then you can still use his ability to come down in the thing. So I think just because that one detachment, he's in the best, but every other one, he rolls so bad for me, dude. I can't.
It'd be like that, dude.
But I think, and specifically Angelic Inheritors, he is auto taking that detachment.
Yeah.
The only one more. These two are. That's just a chaplain. That dude doesn't exist anymore. Well, it's just a winged chaplain. So, funny story about this character, real quick. I was reorganizing my shelf the other day, and I moved. So before, I had all my Dark Angel stuff at the bottom, and then I moved it so my specific Dark Angel and Blood Angel stuff were on the same shelf, and all my generic Space Marine stuff was on the bottom. So I pick up this gray model. I'm like, what is this thing, dude? I don't know what this is. I don't use it. It looks cool. I don't know what it is. It was a Sanguinary Priest. I bought it, and I just have not looked at it at all.
That's awesome. That's hilarious, dude.
He is cool, but he just doesn't do enough for his unit. Or like, so he gives his unit a 5-up feel no pain, which is a very good rule. And a pretty good rule. But the stuff he leads is just Space Marine bodies, all the T4 bodies. They're going to die, and then you can attach them if there's already a captain, but then it's just a 90-point tax on a unit that's probably already going to die anyways.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The melee gets he gives +1 AP to his unit also in melee, which it's okay. He's just 90 points, so he costs more than any other character, generic character you want to put with him anyway. So,
It sounds like meh, right?
I think it's meh.
This kind of sounds probably bottom of good, top of meh.
I think top of meh is fine. I have yet to run him in a single list. I don't ever see any list that have him either.
Sounds very good, right? Can you slap him on, because he gives +1 AP to his unit?
Yeah, in melee.
Can you slap him on the regular Death Company, like on foot?
No, he can't lead Death Company.
What does he lead?
Just generic, like assault intercessors, devastators, hellblasters, just stuff like that. I mean, so
just plus 1 AP in melee.
yes.
Okay, that's why.
So you could something that I thought I was going to do at first was put him with the captain, because you can put both in the same unit, and then put them with 10 assault intercessors, and you give him the fight first enhancement. So then that unit has fight first, 5 up, feel no pain. It's 10 dudes, but that unit was like
expensive,
over 400 points for some T4 bodies.
Fuck
That's
that.
not where it's
You'd
at,
rather
brother.
just take fucking 10 more Death Company and Astaroth at that point, dude. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm. And you can't put all of that inside of an impulsor. You have to take a repulsor.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Not where it's at. Yeah, I think everything's
Yeah,
good. I need to get some ball
I think so
predators.
too.
I want to try them out.
Yeah, they sound like a pretty good hole to fit in the army. For sure. All right. Well, this is our definitive, never wrong tier list about Blood Angels. If you have any comments or feedback or, you know.
Well. Peace! Yeah.